Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report for Thursday, April 27th. Show number 278.
This is our last podcast, Scott.
It's what?
Our last podcast.
It is?
In April.
Okay.
The next
I thought you knew something I didn't know.
No, the next podcast will be in May.
Scott Hammer, Ron Miller coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter from the John Young Racing for First Responders Dave Kemmer studio. And yeah, next show will be May. And we have not gotten enough races in for it to be May yet. And it doesn't look like, yeah. You're in charge of the weekend weather pit stop later on tonight, too. So.
I've got that handled.
Okay, good. I hope you have better news than what I'm predicting.
I'll start it off with good news.
Okay, well, that's good. Tonight on the show, we'll be speaking with Pam Hendricks of Oakshade Raceway, getting a season preview of the upcoming race season there. And we're going to give away some pizza. And we got a lot of news to touch on. And not a ton of cancellations yet, but there have been cancellations so far. There may be more. DCR Graphics, they're locally owned and operated. They're doing full wraps starting at just $350. They specialize in banners, stickers, die-casts, and T-shirt designs. They can do graphics for any kind of car, sprint cars, late models, modified, stock cars, compacts, your grocery getter, whatever. And they also have those official Hammer Down Racing Report window stickers for just $5. So if you want to get one of those, get a hold of DCR Graphics by calling or texting Dale at DCR Graphics at 419-308-9523. And make sure to check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/DCR Graphics. I just saw Hillard Miller's car that they just wrapped.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and our listeners need to make sure they get those Hammer Down Racing window stickers because there could be some perks coming up for having those on your car.
Ron Miller's going to pull you over if he sees one on your car, right?
That's it. Give you an autograph.
There you go. Contact freeze frame photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lane. They're working on more custom gift items. They have a ton already to choose from. And you can customize them with freeze frame photos, victory lane photos, racing action photos, whatever photos you want. You can get them on all kinds of custom items. Kids Night's also returning to Oakshade this summer. First 50 kids getting a ticket. First 50 kids through the gate get a ticket that they can redeem at any time during the night for a free 4x6 photo of their choice. And he's looking for sponsors for, I believe it's $50 a night to sponsor that deal.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you're interested, if Ron Miller Race Cars wants to sponsor one of those nights, call Charlie, 419-476-9978. Freeze frame photos, special moments, frozen in time. And, of course, got to mention Oakshade Raceway, are the fastest meet to race. Supposed to kick off the season this weekend.
It's going to happen.
As of right now, it's
racing's going to happen.
Make sure to follow him on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, OakshadeRaceway.com, any one of those. The Bill Rector Memorial, Saturday, April 29th, with the Sportsman Superstocks and the Compacts. That's this Saturday. And then a couple other big shows coming up. We'll find out all the details here, but, we got the 5,000 to win Barney Oldfield race on June 17th and the 10,000 to win birthday race for the Summer Nationals on July 15th. Full schedule is up at OakshadeRaceway.com, subject to change. Also got to mention Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars, and Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon in Perrysburg. Had some action last weekend. Not really. But here's your racing roundup anyway.
Racing Roundup.
Raceway Park. Rained out. Cold. Actually, it was a combination of the rain and the cold. Yeah, for all of these. So Attica, Waynesfield, Fremont, and the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series supposed to be in action last weekend at Tri-City and Macon Speedway. All canceled due to the rain and cold. Also, not to be left out, the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars at Knoxville Raceway last weekend canceled due to the cold. The World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Model Series did have some action, though, this past weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes choosing what to watch a lot easier when there's only one thing on. Last Thursday at the Seymour Showdown at 411 Speedway, Corey Hedgecock picked up the win there. The Alabama Gang 100 weekend at Talladega Short Track on Friday. They had 3 qualifying features, Tanner English, Kyle Bronson, and Brandon Overton, each picking up wins there. And then Saturday night, Brandon Overton picked up the big $50,000 to win.
Big money.
Yeah. They talked about that. They've been mentioning the late model races a lot during the NASCAR broadcasts.
Yeah. I understand that there are a couple of drivers that won't be running a whole lot of dirt.
We'll address that.
Yeah, I know.
That's not real.
Really?
Yeah. Should we breaking news that right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, breaking news. You may have seen a post.
All over the internet.
It's fake. It is not real.
Really?
Bob Pockgrass with 3 S's at the end. It's thanks to Elon Musk. Anybody can buy a blue check mark on Twitter and be verified. And somebody spoofed Bob Pockgrass's Twitter account and put up that Rick Hendricks had said that none of his drivers can race in anything they won't be allowed to race in any non-NASCAR races. That's what the fake post said. That is a fake post. There's people sharing it with me. I won't mention any names, Dean. But
and what about?
And it had me at first. I went and checked on it.
What about the injuries to the non-mentioned drivers?
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, okay,
but,
all right.
That was what spurred that.
Right.
And a lot of people were thinking it was going to happen, so it was very believable. It was a pretty good fake post if you're going to do a fake post. But
well, yeah.
That's why I always double check my sources on things. So I try at least. Somebody could be imposter Scott. There could be. Although if you want to follow Scott Hammer, who doesn't hardly post anything on Twitter, it's the Scott Hammer. At the Scott Hammer, yeah. I don't think I've posted anything in several years, though. I just post on @Hammer Report. There could be a fake @Hammer Report, but @Hammer Report is our official Twitter. So if it's anything else, it's not real. And I'm not going to pay for one of the stupid blue check marks because anybody can do it.
Well, and I understand that those are coming back free. So
are they?
Yeah,
I don't know. That sounds like
it's in the
conversation
works.
For another podcast. Where were we? The High Limit Sprint Car Series were in action on Tuesday night. A pretty good race there. I was watching that. Buddy Kofoid was leading a lot of it. And then he faded there the last few laps. I think he went back and finished like 7th. And Anthony Macri ended up picking up the win Tuesday night at 34 Raceway over there in Iowa. It's a pretty good race, though. A lot of that's where the aforementioned thing with Alex Bowman that you were speaking of had happened, which we'll talk about a little bit later. A lot of crashes, a lot of flips happening out there. The Arkham Nard Series were in action on Saturday with the General Tire 200 at Talladega. Jesse Love picking up the win there. The NASCAR Xfinity and Cup Series both at Talladega as well. Jeb Burton picking up the win in the Ag Pro 300 on Saturday. And Sunday, Kyle Busch winning the Geico 500 with some crashes there.
Crash-filled races.
Yeah, you're right. The Xfinity race is pretty crash-filled. A couple cars. Yeah, that one flipping over on the backstretch and over and over and over. And they had to do some track repair. They fixed it quick. Then you got one that got upside down after getting up on the fence, took out one of the cameras toward the end of that race, the Xfinity race. So, and Kyle Larson's car, and the first thing I noticed was that bar sticking up after he got hit right in the door, luckily on the passenger side. But
well, the driver's door, like the door on a lot of race cars on short tracks, has a steel plate on the driver's side, and that makes it a lot less likely to do what that one did.
Was that a weld that failed? Do you think? I
think it ripped the tubing in half.
Okay.
Tubing will deform to a point, and then it's going to tear, and it did.
So, is there anything that could be done to prevent that in the future?
Not really.
Maybe they know the answer.
From 719 area code, I'm pretty sure that one's a spam call.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, the there has to be some parts of the car that will give. And if you remember early on in the season, the drivers were saying that the chassis was too rigid and
That's
it was
true,
hurting
yeah.
drivers.
Well, that was last year, yeah.
Right.
It's a big thing.
So now, you can make them bulletproof, Scott, but then you're going to start hurting drivers. So, the car, that part of the car gave up its life, and Kyle Larson walked away.
All right. So you're saying it did what it was supposed to do?
Absolutely.
Okay. Not a big deal.
It was ugly, but
It was pretty ugly. How about we give Pam a call here from Oakshade Raceway and find out what's going on this weekend and the rest of the season
yeah.
out there at our favorite little 3/8 mile dirt track. She's actually at the racetrack tonight because I know she has some issues with her cell phone.
I was going to say signal out there isn't that great.
Yeah, so I think this is the landline out there. We'll find out.
419-350.
No?
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
Hi.
This isn't Pam. This sounds like Chrissy.
This is Chrissy, yes.
Hey, how you doing, girl?
Doing okay.
Good.
Are you our guest tonight? I thought it was going to be Pam.
Well, I told her I would start.
Oh, okay.
We'll see
Okay.
how I do.
So,
It's highly unlikely that your mother in the background will start yelling answers, though.
Better not, because I told her if she does, she's getting the phone.
Very good.
all right, just warn me so
Yeah.
I can change the text here. I had to change it now. So, Chrissy Hendricks with us. What's going on for 2023 at Oakshade Raceway?
Just getting ready for another year of Saturday night fun.
Okay.
Chrissy, a lot of let's jump straight to it. A lot of racers are wondering what changes were made on the track surface over the winter. A couple of the guys that were out last Sunday said that everything looked different, but little heads up, what have you guys done?
What do you mean it looks different?
I don't know. They said the contour of the track looked a little different. The banking might have looked
Really?
a little different. Yeah.
That's new to me, I guess, in a
Oh,
sense.
okay. Okay.
I don't know what. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever your dad decided to do has been done.
There's some more, so there's some new clay on the surface though, isn't there?
There is some, yes. That's still in yeah. There is some new clay.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any new events for this year, or is it pretty much going to be business as usual?
No, pretty much going with the usual on what we've got. We've got I think we've got 4 Attica Oakshade States and our Barney Summer Nationals birthday race. Spectacular for the Super Stock. And still working on a few other things, but
I
for the most part,
I keep hearing rumblings about maybe that race that they held at Fremont also being held at Oakshade. Any insight on that one?
I don't. Mom and I had talked about it, and I know she had talked to Corey, but I don't know what else she came up with on that.
So it still could happen.
Yeah, it's still something I'm pretty sure she was working at and to get that. So
I went to
just
that.
don't know
I went to that race at Fremont, and it was really a good race. And I think that the guys at Oakshade would appreciate seeing the same thing there.
Okay.
Just my 2 cents worth. I thought it was a great race and definitely worth attending.
Ron just wants to
Okay.
see his trucks race at Oakshade. I think that's pretty much it.
There might be another truck by then.
Oh, geez. And you're going to be in it?
Dead air's a bitch, isn't it, Scott?
Ron. I was looking at Ron there. Anyway.
I figured you were.
Yeah. So the Super Stock Spectacular, still 1,000 to win.
Yeah. And actually, I think that date might change on that.
Okay.
So, just give you a heads up on that.
Okay.
But
from my conversations with Pam, it sounds like there may be some things moved around in September at least.
Yeah.
So
right. Yeah, and that's just so, like with the Spectacular, we always want to make sure it has a rain date for that one. Just because that one's important to us, to all of us. So
absolutely.
But yeah, no. I don't know.
Any new rules this year?
What do you mean new rules
for the cars?
Car-wise?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's new rules or just omission of rule or rules.
Obviously,
what are you asking about, Scott?
I'm not asking about anything in particular.
The late models had a tire change. We know that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Harold is aware. The deck height rule has pretty much been eliminated with all of Dirt Car, and they're doing that droop check now.
Yeah.
That
just for the late models, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and the bombers too, Scott.
We don't have bombers. We have super stocks.
Oh, that's right.
That doesn't
matter. So the super stocks don't have a droop rule. Okay.
So Chrissy, which event are you most looking forward to this year?
Which what?
Which event are you most looking forward to this year?
Well, honestly, the Barney is probably one of my favorites. I don't know why. It's just because it's the Barney.
Me too.
Is it because it's a little less stressful on you and your family for that weekend? Because it's not quite as crazy?
Wait, say that again?
Is it because the Barney is not quite as crazy as the Summer National weekend?
No, I don't think that's it. I think it's just the Barney's usually like right after my birthday. Not that, but it's just always been one of my favorites, I guess.
All right, that's fair. So,
yeah.
What about the weekly payout and admission prices? Any changes there this year?
The admission prices will stay the same.
Okay.
It'll be $14, ages 12 and up. 6 to 11 is $5, and the pit passes will stay $25.
I'm sure that'll make a lot of people happy.
And yeah, I hope so. With the payout, there could be, there was only maybe a few nights last year. If she can add to it, she does. But as of is there a set payout increase and all that? No.
Okay.
But I know what you're getting at with everyone else's posts and stuff like that, but
I'm not getting at anything. I was just asking. Okay.
Okay, now the big question. How about the hot dogs?
Oh, I don't know.
I know.
I don't even know where it's at.
You're still going to have hot dogs, I know.
They're still at $1.
Oh, okay.
What?
Awesome.
They're $1.
So
did I hear mom? Did I hear mom in the background?
You did. She's in the other room.
Okay.
Listening.
Is now we've talked to a lot of other tracks, and some of them are giving up the weekly kind of thing, and like Sandusky we kind of describe as a hybrid where they're a couple weeks on, 1 week off, couple weeks on, 1 week off. Toledo Speedway, is just special events now. How tough is it to continue doing a weekly racing program in this economy and just the way things are in today's world?
It's very tough. It's extremely tough because you don't know who's going to show up or and all that, and if you're going to because you want to have good car counts, because you want them to put on a show for the fans, and the better they put on a show, the more fans and go and talk about it and all that. But it's very difficult, and especially with gas prices and the rising cost of everything. It just but people, they still need to do something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
I think it helps too to maintain the admission prices as well. Where everybody else is kind of going up just because you kind of have to, especially if you're paying out more. It's kind of everybody has to do kind of a balancing act. How much am I going to pay out? How much am I going to charge? And I don't envy you guys.
It is. It's really difficult because you're like, well, if you charge too much, they're not going to show, or they just can't afford it.
Yeah.
Well, but or they might leave the kids at home or something like that. So
obviously, Chrissy, obviously, I get to talk to a lot of racers. And, their expenses are going up. And I explained to them that while their expenses are going up, so are yours. And it's a real catch-22. If the racers want a weekly place to race, they're going to have to live with the fact that you can't afford to pay more because your expenses are up.
Yeah, and I hear that the insurance prices are way up for everybody, too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad that wasn't just us because it was definitely a big jump from last year. But yeah, like I said, there's nights where we might pay more to start, or she might bump up the first 3 more or whatnot to get back to the racers that support the weekly show. So
yeah, I know some sponsors that stepped up and kind of did that a few nights last year. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I can't think right off the top of my head.
Are there any non-racing events scheduled for this year at Oakshade? I know. Other tracks have done.
Non-racing events?
Yeah, other tracks are kind of getting into gimmicky things like monster trucks or wrestling with midgets. I mean, anything like that going on?
Not that I know of. No monster trucks, and no wrestling of the midgets. No.
I would like to see Mom wrestling with a midget. That could be interesting.
Yeah. No.
No. That was a quick no, Chrissy.
Yeah.
Any chance we could do another hot dog race this year? The $1 hot dogs?
Sure.
Okay.
We could do that. Did you have fun doing that?
Well, I didn't do it. I just watched people do it. I enjoyed watching them do it. That was.
You took care of it, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do that again. We'll talk.
Okay.
We'll talk and come up with a night to do that on sometime this year.
All right.
I'll start doing my homework. See if I can come up with 3 adult tricycles. Because that whole thing was. A couple of the guys just pushed them.
Yeah. Well, the rules were pretty open.
Yeah.
They were pretty lax.
You didn't need to pedal.
Yeah, but those are way down to the ground, those little ones. Yeah.
You still
might have a hard time getting up.
You still have those, right?
I do.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Got those just in case. I'm assuming there's not going to be, well, there's no time for practices now. I don't even know where I wrote that question down.
Right.
That was silly.
Yeah,
Scott.
yeah. How close are you guys watching the forecast for this weekend, and how much water can the track take before we're going to plan on opening the season the following week?
Well,
Yeah, that's
it all depends on when
Well,
and the amount. But honestly, any bit of rain that you get would not be a good thing. So, I don't know. What's it going to do?
it's going to rain tomorrow.
Well, that's not a good thing, but we'll just see, because it might not. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
It seems this year that tracks are canceling more, and even series for that matter, are
Early.
canceling based off of forecasts as opposed to, I know you guys have typically always been, we're going to wait until it happens, not base decisions based on forecasts. What do you think might be causing that behavior for people to, to cancel based on forecasts?
Scott, my guess is that it comes back to the economy, and
And
they're
the
just-
race
they're-
fans seeing that
they're-
same forecast?
They're just unwilling to take the risk of having 200 people in the grandstands.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a huge risk that no one can really afford.
Right.
I mean,
That'd be my
Okay.
guess.
yeah, yes. I don't think it's a. I think it can go both ways. But there's a lot of times, no matter what you do, someone ain't happy with you.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
You
always
think?
the case.
What?
That's always the case.
Oh yeah.
There's
yeah.
always somebody that's not happy, no matter what you do. You're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
That's right. That is right.
Changing gears a little bit, I'm looking at a lot of sportsman drivers coming out this year. Some new guys. I'm thinking the sportsman class is going to see a resurgence.
We had that UMP sign up last
Right.
Sunday, and yes, there was some new sportsmen that signed up that was surprised to see them in the sportsman division, and or some that hadn't raced in a long time. So yeah, it was good, and that's a good thing. I think that's a good division.
Yeah, maybe it'll
I did.
grow
Yeah.
this year. What about some other series or divisions, I should say, that have been at Oakshade in the past, like the Dirt Track Truck Series, or like last year we had the Modifieds versus the Sportsmen. Is that going to be coming back this year?
Well, that the modified versus sportsman, that's something we need to talk to Craig about. And I talked to him a little bit, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and he said we'll get something down. So yes, looking at doing that. The 4-cylinder trucks we're not doing this year.
Yeah, they kind of got their home back at Waynesfield
Right.
with
Yeah.
them starting
Yeah.
back up, so that's kind of cool for them.
Well, that and with
What about,
So-
and I know this question comes up every year for you guys, and it's always fun hearing your guys' answer, or especially Pam's, maybe not yours so much, but what about sprint cars?
Good question, Scott.
Non-wing.
What about them?
Any chance we could see a return of the non-wing sprint cars?
I don't think that'll happen in 2023, but
Oh.
But, there's a
I
but.
could be wrong.
Oh, but she could be wrong. She's left the door open just a crack. Okay.
I was always told never say never. So
If somebody came with the right proposal, you'd consider it.
hold on a minute, okay?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I think she's giving the phone to her mother.
Uh-oh.
Yepper, she is.
Good evening, Pam.
Good evening.
Did-
Yeah, you asked about sprint cars.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. We tried sprint cars.
Yeah.
You know, we ran sprint cars. And I remember how much we paid and only had 4 of them. It was like $3,000. And that just kind of, I guess it's just not a sprint car track.
That was you're talking about when it was a weekly thing. I was just asking about like when we had the Boss Series out there a few years ago with the non-wing sprints.
Well,
A special
okay.
event.
I understand that, and I understand trying other things and doing other things, but number one, we don't normally raise our prices, so I'm going to have to lay a division off again. You know, so who do I lay off, and is it fair that, you know? And we have a hard time picking the date because the dates they want to give me, not the dates I want to do, and you know, so not like she said, not ever going to say never,
But it's unlikely
right now
this year.
I want to focus on our divisions that we got.
Okay, speaking of...
But you never know. Something might come up and it work out just right and say, okay, let's do it.
I know I've spoken to a certain individual that has some sprint car series that was very interested in...
More than one sprint car series?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Interested in getting something going at Oakshade. So.
Yeah.
So maybe something in the
He's a
future?
big fan of Oakshade.
Is he?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay. What about the point fund? You got point fund then for the 4 weekly classes this year?
Do I have what?
The point fund for
Point fun? Yeah, we are going to.
Okay.
I haven't had time to figure that yet. I got till we start racing.
Okay.
I'll do it before we start racing. There's just a lot of stuff to do. No, weather is not cooperating.
Gotcha.
And I am another year older.
Are you?
Yeah, aren't we
So
all?
I didn't think you aged anymore.
A little bit slower than I did years ago. So it just takes me longer to do what I got to do.
Okay.
Sometimes there ain't enough hours in the day and days in the week.
We did
But
have.
we keep going.
We talked to Will Wiggins last week, and actually we talked to him a couple months ago as well. He's got the Ohio Wheelman series that.
Yeah, yes, I listened.
Okay.
Oh.
I listened to that.
Maybe that's something that not this year probably, but maybe next year. Would that be something that?
Never know.
You know.
I'm not going to say no.
Okay.
He said they would
Never
be.
know.
He said they would be very interested in trying a dirt track.
Yeah.
Ah, sounds good. I'll have to talk. Now, let's go back to the trucks. I heard you earlier on that, on the Fremont
Boy, nothing
Okay,
gets past
truck
you, does
for-
it?
cars. Well, no, I was listening.
Oh, okay.
It's my fault I haven't gotten back with Corey.
Okay.
My phone wasn't working. My house phone didn't work. I had no internet at the house for I don't know how long. And yes, I paid my bill. They take it out automatically. But, you know, when they had to replace lines, they say, sorry about your luck. It'll be done tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes.
Yeah.
So, but I do got to get back with him. I thought we could get opened up and get going and then see. But we would really like to run it on the end of last Saturday in September.
Which would
And
be
then we would like,
yeah.
We'd like to move the Bomber Spectacular up 1 week because that was the second to the last Saturday in September. So that would be moved up to the third Saturday
So yeah.
before.
Right now that's scheduled for the 23rd, and that would bump it back then to the 16th of September.
Yeah, that gives us the rain date just in case.
And then the 30th
And
is what you're talking about then for that possible
Yes. Yes.
Fremont trucks versus the super stocks.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
open to the factory stocks at Toledo
The-
Speedway too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what
Gabrielle
they
Griggsby.
did that at Fremont last year, right?
Gabrielle
Yeah.
Grigsby is still talking about how
Yes.
much fun she had running her Toledo factory stock at Fremont. So, Yeah, and she said she would love to try Oakshade.
She's just happy because there was an award for the highest finishing factory stock, and
it was her.
Yeah, it was her. She won more money than me that night.
Well, good. Oh, good. Good.
Corey does a good job with getting all these bonus awards for that. So yeah, hopefully
So
he can make
I
that
haven't
happen.
given up on him. I hope he hasn't given up on me. I just got to get back with him and get more of my stuff done and in a row. And I said, I'm going to use this again. I'm not quite Ron's age, but I'm getting close.
Excuse me. Hey, Pam, one of our listeners asked, assuming Saturday happens, can the late models practice?
Yes, we don't care.
Okay.
Afterwards.
Right.
And it won't be real long, but
Right.
yes,
Yeah,
they can. I think
because
we've done that almost all the time.
At Pam's age, she has to go home and get in bed.
Yeah.
Well, no, that isn't quite it. I can stay up almost all night, not bother me. It's just moving the next day. So, no, I don't have to get home and get to bed. Because, you know what? You don't, it takes hours to wind down. Hours. A lot of people don't understand that and stuff, but, everything's just go for, all day Saturday. Really, it starts before that. And then all of a sudden you're done, but you're not done, really. Your mind's still going, and this got to get done, that's got to get done, and all that before you can even think about going home.
I know when we were racing on the road a bit, I was good until about 3 o'clock in the morning. Then the adrenaline quit, and yeah.
Really slows down a lot right then too, right?
Time to park the truck. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 o'clock. Oh no. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think how the year's going to be? You think our economy's? What do you think? It's to me it seems like it's getting a little tighter, but yet then on the other hand, I don't think so.
Pam, talking to the racers, I think we're going to see all the racers we ever did. I'm not sure we're going to see all of them every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I'm sure you heard us talking to Chrissy. I'm sure the sportsman class is going to see a big increase this year, and I think that's a good thing.
Well, I do too, and it's a competitive class.
Oh,
really?
It is. The super stocks. That's going to be there no matter what. And the compacts, last year was spectacular. Car counts for them. B-mains.
They were exceeding the super stock some nights.
B-mains for those guys, and I don't see that going anywhere. The late models especially, it's going to be hit or miss. We're going to see all the racers. I just don't think we're going to see them every week.
Well, I can understand that because I know it costs lots.
Yeah.
But
if Mother Nature doesn't start cooperating anytime soon, then
everybody can afford staying home.
Well, everybody can afford to be out there every weekend you race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except I can't. Can't imagine the thousands of dollars you have to put in just to open up that gate.
Oh yeah. But, you got food for this weekend already? Y'all stocked?
Well, yeah.
Okay. I don't know when you get the food.
Tuesday, a lot of it comes.
Okay.
Get orders on Tuesday, starting on Tuesday. And then you get orders some Wednesday, and then Thursday, and then Saturday. And
I expect
they can't all just come on the same day and you are done.
As long as there's a hot dog waiting for me, I'll be happy.
Yep. I even had set the price on the hot dogs. I said, yes, I can leave them at $1.
That is awesome. John Young has a question here, and we've kind of been talking about this off and on, and I don't know if I've ever actually asked you about it, but Ron's been talking about this Hall of Fame thing, an Oakshade Hall of Fame. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm more than happy to have one. Just where do I put it?
In Ron's holler.
You can't leave out. I mean, you can't leave outside. We got to do something to. Have to have somewhere to put it in. I mean, like Fremont's got that nice building, and
sure.
And I thought about where would I put the building where it's accessible. You know, I mean, well, you guys think and show me some spots. Not that I'm going to put it there, but, you know.
How about back by the porta potties over toward Victory Lane?
That's too low. You got to see the water when it runs down through there. That's the waterway to the south. Because I thought about that.
Put it on stilts.
To the right of the concession stand and bump it out into the parking area a little bit.
To the right of the concession, bump it out into the...
I don't follow that.
Parking.
We'll have Ron draw a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question, another question actually, now that came up and it made me think, has there been any thought about kind of putting up some kind of suites? I know a lot of tracks are getting kind of fancy with that kind of stuff. Or even as soon as I can
get me them new bleachers.
Okay, or
even used.
Even some of them have like box seats where they have like a little square area and they have like some little plastic chairs there. And is that anything?
Oh, you mean like kind of like Attica did up there?
Yeah, Attica.
How about
Fremont,
$50 a night?
$50
a night, and they can sit next to you, Scott.
I don't like that idea because I run around a lot. I don't want to drag anybody with me.
Well, with you and Pam in the scoring tower.
Oh, no, that should be. That's be $100 at least to be in the tower.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Educational too.
What do you mean interesting?
It'd be educational.
It's so calm and quiet up there.
Ain't what I heard.
Are you in the same booth as I am?
You guys know Chris Mize. Every time he talks about it, I just start laughing. You ain't heard nothing.
Yeah, and he's always giving away like an hour in the tower or whatever he calls it, and just has somebody that can come up there and hang out. I don't know that. I don't.
They can hang out, but I ain't gonna talk to them.
Well, yeah, I think it's just to kind of watch. But I mean, yeah, that would definitely have to be an adult, and they'd probably have to sign some kind of waiver or something.
Certainly R-rated.
Yes. Yeah.
We're in the box, and you know, it's not X-rated up there.
Not
very seldom
usually.
does there, many bad words apply.
Well, it also depends on who's in there at the particular time as far as the conversations, because
it's funny because a lot of people think I got my button pushed when I don't. Did you think I'm going to say that on the radio?
Well,
oh well.
I've heard some interesting stuff on the radio.
Well, sometimes it just comes out, and I do mean it, but don't mean to say that. It's just frustrating.
You don't mean for them to hear what you wanted to say.
Well, yes and no. I really do, but not, to come across that way.
Gotcha.
Shouldn't be. It's just the frustration, all the stuff going on.
So are there... go ahead.
I think I do pretty good.
Yeah.
I start out really calm.
You do. I'll give you that. It does kind of build up. Usually it's something that happens that kind of starts building things up.
She starts out calm, then the first heat race goes on the track.
Yeah.
Not the first
heat
race. It's usually...
usually the first caution.
Too. I guess it could start before because I am talking to Terry and not pushing the radio button too. Oh. Right?
Sure.
I do that a lot, right, Scott?
Well,
or don't you hear me say that?
Terry doesn't answer you a lot. I noticed that.
That's because I ain't pushing the button and he ain't hearing me.
Oh, I thought it was just selective hearing on his part.
No. There's things I know what to say and what not to say to him.
I just know because you sit at the far end and I'm hearing you, Terry, answer your radio.
Once in a while, and then I just quit because he's listening anyway.
So, are there anything new that fans or racers can expect to see at the track this year? Like new painted tires, freshly painted tires. I thought I saw a picture of the.
Not yet. I mean, we had 80-degree weather, but we still didn't be able to get that because you never know what day it's really going to get cold, and then every day it was warm, and
tomorrow's going to be cold.
Now look how cold it is. And I got to find somebody that wants to, paint with me. I don't like messes.
Here's one for you, Pam. How about a choose cone? NASCAR has the choose zone. How about a choose cone instead of the Delaware double file?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and I'm all ready for you. We're not NASCAR. No.
Yeah, but that's one of the only cool things that NASCAR has done.
Yeah, but that requires somebody to have the cone and
on a rope.
You know who lines them up?
Who lines who up?
You know who lines the cars up when they get, and then you have to tell them, because you do have to tell them, okay, 22, you're on the inside, 18 outside,
Well, you line them up. You line them up single file anyway before you double them up.
They're supposed to.
But wouldn't I guess that would make your job easier then. You wouldn't have to tell them inside or outside. It would just be they made the choice themselves.
Oh, so I don't worry about the rest of them that don't get the choice?
All you'd have to do
they all get the choice.
You line them up.
They all get their choice?
Yeah, absolutely. You line them up.
Well, I have to pay a little more attention to that then, because then if I don't have to line them up, I might really like that.
You line them up single file. They get to the cone.
And they could go on the inside or outside of it, and that's where they restart on, based on how they go by the cone.
One lap later, the flagman throws the green flag.
You don't think anybody would go up 2 or 3 spots that's supposed to go inside or outside, right?
Well, that's kind of the deal. If there's like a whole bunch of people that likes the inside.
No, that ain't what I meant. You're okay. I understand that. Maybe gain a couple spots where they shouldn't have gained the spots.
Oh, you mean on the Delaware double file?
What you guys are talking about.
The choose cone. That's kind of it's all about strategy,
Yeah.
Do I want to gain a couple spots, or do I want to stay in the lane that I prefer? What I'm
saying is, what if they gain a couple more where they shouldn't have?
Well, they can't because they just follow a car ahead of them.
Yeah, because
okay.
All
right, we'll try that. We'll see.
Yeah. Whoa!
I'm going to pay more attention on doing that. We'll see. I'll look that over more. I didn't know it was just that.
Maybe just try.
I didn't know they all got the choice.
Watch Dover this weekend.
Maybe start with the compacts. Make them do it first.
Nah, the late model guys would understand.
Yes, they would. I think our sportsmen would understand, most of them.
Yeah.
And most of the bombers, I'll bet, would do the A's and
super stocks.
I
don't know.
Super stocks. It's probably going to be bombers on and off for me all the time, but I try and correct myself.
That's all right. I don't know how I feel about the choose cone. I don't know that I'd want to make that choice, because then I got to pay attention to where people in front of me chose, and
yeah, but then that's on you.
I know. I don't like
not
that.
On me that I lined you up wrong.
That's true.
You've got everybody lined up single file according to what the transponder said.
And then it's a free for all for left or right.
That's it.
Inside or outside.
If everybody decides to go to the inside, then it's a freight train it's single file on the inside.
So there could be some interesting changes this year.
If Rusty Schlenk goes to the outside, that'll be worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
I will pay attention more on how that goes then.
Yeah.
Because that's not how I thought it was.
No, you don't have to do. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, Kelly Wall just pointed out the high limit sprint car series. I've been watching that too. They do that. They do that up until there's 10 laps left,
and then they go single.
Then
file.
that single file restarts. But up until then, they have the choose cone, and it seems to be working out for them pretty well. So
I think it throws something else in the game that's interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's something different, but it's not real gimmicky. It's not.
Like I say, NASCAR hasn't really come up with any great ideas in the last 10 years. That's one of the good ones.
But I don't think that was their idea. I think it was actually came from grassroots racing.
I don't know. I never saw it anywhere else.
I need to read a report. Somebody needs to write a report on the origins of the choose cone.
There you go.
We need to find this out. So anyways, Pam,
And then Jarrett, so we know.
yes.
Dave Kemmer, there's your homework assignment.
Dave, I expect a full report on that for next week's show. What do you think the chances of us getting the Bill Reckner Memorial in on Saturday at this point?
Is it going to rain? How much is it going to rain? What time is it going to start raining, and what time is it going to stop? Is it going to rain Saturday morning? Is it going to rain Saturday afternoon or evening?
Is this
There's so many questions.
Is this time for the weekend weather pit stop, Scott?
No, not yet. She's just saying there's a lot of variables that go into that. So basically, once the track,
we've got them
50-50.
covered.
It's 50 that we do and 50 we don't, right?
Yeah. So,
I mean, it's on the weather.
And you guys will post updates on social media to keep people and let them know.
As long as I don't forget.
Okay. Well, let me know. I can help you out there, too.
I will. As soon as I know, I will.
See,
I promise.
I was right. See, Arnold Kerr, she says it came from local racing. That's kind of, I thought the origins
You got to get more specific than that, Arnold.
Arnold, we need a full dissertation on that, please, on the choose count. So, anyways, Pam.
Yeah.
And Chrissy, tell Chrissy thank you. It was great speaking with her as well. We hope to see you out there Saturday.
Scott wants to get back to the hockey game.
Yeah, I gotta wrap this show up. There's a hockey game I'm missing right now.
Oh my! All right, okay. I thank you guys for having us on. Hope to see everybody here Saturday, if not this Saturday, next Saturday, and for the whole summer. Let's see what we can do.
Every Saturday night, and I'm gonna be
every Saturday night.
I'll be looking for the choose cone.
I keep thinking you're saying cheese cone.
Well, there you go. You can have cheese cones in the concession stand. There's your new treat this year. Cheese cones.
Okay.
Sounds
all right.
healthy.
We are okay.
Pam,
thank you guys.
Thank you very much,
Take care.
Pam.
We'll see you, Pam.
Yep. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. There you go, Pam Hendricks, Oakshade Raceway, Chrissy Hendricks as well.
Yeah.
Unexpected there. I wasn't sure we were going to be speaking with her, but there you go. You've talked them into the choose cone thing. So,
cheese cone?
The cheese cone.
How much are cheese cones?
Get your cheese cone and sport the choose cone.
Yeah.
Got to thank Big D's Pizza in Clyde. Give them a call, 419-547-1444. Order online at orderbigdspizza.com. Check out the new chicken cordon bleu sandwich with ranch or honey mustard for only $6.99, or chicken parmesan meal that features chicken parmesan with spaghetti, salad with dressing, and a breadstick, all for just $9.75. Big D's in Clyde. Big on taste, not on price.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Ron Miller Race Cars, 734-856-7223 if you need parts, safety equipment, service, whatever. He's got it, or advice.
A lot of guys are looking at their safety equipment last minute and thinking, ooh, I better get this taken care of.
I got my belts in, so
did you?
I should be good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was very proud of myself. Head on my back.
Yeah. Big run on seat belts lately. Everybody's, they're outdated.
Yeah.
And, head and neck restraints.
Wait, did those go bad?
No, but people buying them.
Oh, okay. I only had mine a couple of years, but
yeah, no, you're good.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have to work on a diagram for the Hall of Fame for Oakshade.
Yeah, okay.
And get that.
Maybe we can come up with an aerial photo.
Yes, and to get some sponsors that can help supply building materials or something.
Absolutely.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Got a little bit of racing news to take care of here.
Latest racing news.
NASCAR Cup Series driver Ross Chastain was set to compete in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series at Georgetown Speedway in Delaware for Nice Motorsports. He has very limited racing experience on dirt, and that race has been postponed.
His race?
The race has been postponed, so he will not be making his debut in the late model tomorrow night. When I originally put this on my notes, he would be, but that race has been postponed to August, so I'm not sure what is up with that ride, if he's going to find something else. I know that they're in Dover this weekend and the track's in Delaware, so it was kind of a close deal, so I'm not sure if that's going to work out in August. But a new points fund distribution has been established for the 38th edition of the Dirt Car Summer Nationals. Got to take a deep breath here.
Yeah.
There's a lot to cover here. It's one that rewards late model drivers for their week-to-week commitment. And this year, again, a reminder, the Summer Nationals are not split like they were. It's like 5 weeks straight this year.
A couple days off.
But
nothing.
no big breaks like there have been the past couple years. So similar to the weekly bonus point funds that Summer National competitors have been accustomed to competing for, the entire 2023 Late Model Championship Points Fund will be distributed part by part on a weekly basis. The sum of $125,500 will be paid out in total, awarded to the top 10 finishers in each individual week's point standings. So it's like almost like a weekly series.
So if you commit to, say, week 4, you could get a significant
Yes.
payday. You wouldn't have to have weeks 1, 2, and 3, just your week 4. Okay.
And overall point standings through all 5 weeks will still be kept, and a 2023 Dirt Car Summer Nationals champion will be determined despite the weekly prize money distribution. At the end of each week of racing, the top 10 drivers in that week's point standings will be awarded point fund checks, $10,000 to first, $5,000 second place, $3,000 for third, and so on. Once a week is complete, it's on to the next. All drivers will start from 0 points at the beginning of each week and contest all events scheduled for that week, weather permitting. So it kind of resets. That weekly points thing resets each week.
So if we get a weather pattern like we've had, you could win one race and be that week's champion?
If weather or any other factors force a postponement or cancellation, Dirt Car officials could potentially adjust the points fund purse for that week, depending on the number of completed events to that point.
I see.
Drivers will be required to notify Dirt Car director Sam Driggers of their plans to compete for points in a particular week, no fewer than 10 days prior to the start of that week. The Summer Nationals tow money program implemented at the start of the 2022 season will also be available for late model drivers to take advantage of this year. A $500 check will be cut to drivers with perfect attendance at the end of each week. $500 for every 500 miles traveled without missing a race. A total of 4,788 total miles traveled over the entire schedule. 9 bonus checks equate to a grand total of $4,500 pocketed should a driver attend every race.
Oh.
So that was a lot.
Yeah.
A lot to digest there.
But
the weekly thing,
but
it's interesting.
I think I got all of that.
Okay.
Now, nowhere did you say anything about there being a payout for the series champion. Does that mean series champion gets a trophy?
It did not say. But yeah, I had the same thought too. I was like, so there's no money for the overall champion? Just that there is going to be a champion. It doesn't say what they get.
Yep. Good job. Here's your trophy.
Pat on the back. Way to go. Hendrick Motorsports announced Wednesday that Alex Bowman will miss Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series race at Dover Motor Speedway because of a fractured vertebrae. Bowman suffered the injury in an accident Tuesday evening while competing in the high-limit sprint car event at 34 Raceway. He's expected to miss 3 to 4 weeks. Josh Berry will fill in for Bowman in the number 48 Chevrolet during his absence. And again, that's where the fake post, which, and it may happen, but right now that is not substantiated and it's not real. That Rick Hendrick had said that his drivers are banned from all non-NASCAR sanctioned racing. So if you're following Bob Pockrass on Twitter, he usually does have good information. Make sure it's the one that's spelled just 2 S's at the end. If it's got 3 S's at the end, then that doesn't matter. Yeah, there will be an overall Summer National champion, Dave says, but do they get? Is there a monetary award for that still? That's the question. What do they get for being the overall Summer National champion?
Is that in addition to the weekly?
Yeah. Tony Breininger is going to make her first start in the NASCAR Truck Series event at Kansas Speedway with Victoria's Secret sponsorship on the number 1 truck fielded by Tricon on May 6th.
I understand she worked for Victoria's Secret.
And I read something that said she's always wanted to be a Victoria's Secret model and a race car driver.
And now she will.
There you go. Yes. And she's been competing in the ARCA series and doing okay. So it'll be interesting to see how she does against Haley Deegan, a regular in the truck series now. World of Outlaw officials have issued a suspension and a fine to James McFadden and Roth Motorsports for failing a tire test after competing at the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series event on April 14th at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. Due to the violation, McFadden and Roth Motorsports have been disqualified from the I-55 event and fined $8,200 in total. That's $6,000 to be returned from the event, $2,000 for the violation, and $200 for the tire analysis. In addition, McFadden and team will lose 500 driver and owner points, and they've been issued a 4-race suspension, owner, driver, and crew members.
Ooh.
That's pretty harsh, but and I believe they have filed an appeal against that ruling, but that's where that stands as of right now.
Scott, you mentioned ARCA. For a while on Saturday's ARCA race, I was excited thinking that we might get a year's worth of free donuts.
That's right. Scott Melton, if we talked to him back in February, I think it was, and his next race was going to be at Talladega, and he said if he won, he was going to get us a year's worth of free donuts. And I was rooting for him. He was running top 5, top 10 all day.
I think at one point he was up to third. Things shuffled around. He was
happy, though, with the 8th place finish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I sent him a congratulations.
Did he send you a donut?
No.
No. I came up with a new nickname for him. He's the Donut Man now.
Yeah, that's it.
No Hammer Down hotline playback. No messages this week. If you do want to leave an opinion, have a question, whatever, feel free to call or text at any time, day or night, 419-318-3081. That's 419-318-3081. And we'll address that, play it back, whatever, on next week's show. So, how about we give away some pizza?
Ooh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many?
So last week was how many dirt trucks are going to be at Fremont on Saturday. And we both were wrong.
Yeah.
I was closer. You were wrong-er.
I was wronger.
You were more wrong. I picked 25. You picked 26. So I was closer because there were 0 because Fremont canceled, as we all know. And there were quite a few people that had the premonition that was going to be the case. So we have quite the Big D's Pizza sliced up wheel here to spin to determine this week's winner. Let's see who we have here. We have Joshua Schoenauer, John Young, Brian Nelson, Dean Henry, of course, Brian Hammer, Gretchen Knapp, and Matt Swander all picked 0.
Boo.
Yeah, you guys are pessimistic. But we're going to spin and find out who's going to get a pizza. Your pessimism is paying off. So I hope you're happy. And Dean, you can't win. So it's going to Joshua Schoenauer. Congratulations. The big winner of a Big D's Pizza. 30 days to claim your pizza. Get with Big D's, Dean Henry, or myself, and we'll get you all squared away. So this week's how many? And it could be a similar situation to last week's. I don't know. How many super stocks are going to be at Oakshade on Saturday? I have to guess first. I just remembered that. So it's either going a lot or none. And before we get to that, I'm stalling. Dave Kemmer has come back with the answer here. $25,000 to win the season championship in the Summer Nationals. $2,000 a race over 25 races. Okay. So I guess there is a little bit there for the champion. So very cool. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for doing the homework. So how many super stocks at Oakshade Raceway? I just can't go with 0. I think it will be 0, but I'm not. No, I'm 50-50 on it. I'm going with 47.
Guess what my number is, Scott?
46.
Thank you.
Yep. It's either that or 35 or 0. I wasn't sure which one you were going with. So if you want a chance to win a Big D's Pizza, as has already started here, just put your guess in the comments. of our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. You can do so up until 4 o'clock. No, we'll make this noon on Saturday.
Yeah.
So you're listening to it on the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or wherever you listen to us on, and it's not the video. You can still get in on this. Just
I can tell you this, Scott. The weather at noon on Saturday is going to look pretty good.
Okay, well, we will have that's a tease for the weekend weather pit stop coming up shortly. So, yeah, you have until noon Eastern time in the U.S. We have a lot of listeners.
Right.
So get your guess in. Just find our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live and put your guess in the comments. Just put a number in the comments. That's all you have to do. You're automatically then, if you do that. And if we do have a tie, which like we did this time, we'll spin the Big D's pizza wheel. All the correct guesses will go on that wheel. And if you guess more than once or you change your guess at any time, we're going to use that black flag that's over there. I'm pointing to it and nobody can see it. Now you can. Right
there.
Right. Well, yeah. It might be behind some stuff at the top. But, yeah, you get the idea. Up. Hey, there we go. I'm back. So, yeah, noon on Saturday to get in on that. So if it's Friday, you have plenty of time. Yeah. Just guess, and you can only guess once. So we have our Big Pizza Racing menu to get to. It's actually getting a little bigger every week.
This weekend's Big D's Pizza Racing menu.
And none of these have canceled yet.
Right.
So at this point last week, I think everybody but Fremont had already pulled the plug. But, yeah, so I'm saying there's a chance. Attica Raceway Park, it's going to be the Craig Miller Trucking Bucyrus Materials Venture Visionary Partners Night, featuring the Attica Fremont Championship Series 410 Sprints, 4,000 to win, UMP late models, I believe that's 3,000 to win, and the AFCS 305s that are paying 1,200 to win.
I thought that 3,000 was for the first week in May. I could be wrong.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't. Double check on that.
Yep.
Late models will be there nonetheless. Gates open at 5, racing at 7. This is tomorrow night, Friday night, at Attica Raceway, racing at 7:45. General admission is $20 for that event. If I ever win the pizza, it goes to Dave Kemmer. Okay, Dean, that's cool. Saturday night, we have 3 events to choose from. Oakshade Raceway will kick off their season with the Bill Reckner Memorial, featuring Sportsman Superstocks and Compacts. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission is it $14? Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Oh, it's $15. I don't know why I put $14. General admission for adults there. Fremont Speedway canceled last week. Had to postpone the prior week because of the conflict with Attica. Now they're looking to kick off their season this Saturday as well, with Fort Ball Pizza Night, Custom Metalworks Night, Johnny Exter opening night. It's a lot of nights. It's all in one night, crammed into one night there. The AFCS 410 Sprints, 4,000 to win trucks, and the AFCS 305 Sprints, all in action at Fremont. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission is $18 there. And then Sandusky Speedway, with their season opener, it's $1 night. $1 admission, $1 hot dogs, $1 beer, and $1 Pepsi products. It's going to feature the Pure Stock Challenge, Renegades, Beginner Stock, and the All-American Iron, the debut of that class. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission, like I said, $1. And anybody that wants an update on the hockey game, last I saw, I think it was 2 to the Toledo Y in Indy Fuel. Yeah.
Hadn't seen anything updated from there.
That was 42. So it's about a half hour ago. It is hockey. This is my hockey beard. It's you can't really see, but it's starting.
Sort of.
This week has a 12 payoff for the 305. Special payout for late models is on May 5th. So, okay. Still 2. Thank you, Brian. Other action this weekend, as we mentioned already, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, they had 3 events on the docket that they have canceled 2 of them and postponed 1 of them due to the forecast of rain. The Georgetown thing, as we mentioned, Georgetown Speedway, which was scheduled for tomorrow night has been pushed back to Thursday, August 24th. And
That's a big push.
Wow. Then the Saturday's event at Port Royal Saturday's event at Hagerstown Speedway and Port Royal on Sunday. Both of those will not be made up. World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Series scheduled to be at Tri-City Speedway in Illinois Friday and Saturday night. As far as I know, that is still on. Still 2-2. Thanks, guys. Fuel. What? Dusty Pilgrim. What is up with that? NASCAR Xfinity Series in action this weekend with a Game 200. A Game 200. Not a Game 200. A Game 200.
A game.
Yeah. That's at Dover Motor Speedway on Saturday at 1:30 on FS1. The Cup Series racing the Worth 400 at Dover on Sunday. That'll be at 2 o'clock on FS1. The NTT IndyCar Series back in action this weekend with the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. That's going to be at the Barber Motorsports Park. It's a Barberton. I think I spelled that. That's going to be on Sunday, the IndyCar Series in Alabama. That'll be at 3 o'clock, and that'll be on NBC. And then next week, the High Limit Sprint Series back in action at Kokomo Speedway in Indiana. That'll be on Tuesday. And now it's time for that with Ron Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
Actually, it's going to rain.
Oh, okay.
There's a significant amount of rain. Scott, this is really a weird weather pattern, and I've been watching it. There was a big storm out in the southwest, and the jet stream brought it up our way. And
you're getting technical.
A couple days ago, it separated. The jet stream went to the east, and this storm is just spinning over the Great Lakes. So Indiana, Ohio, and at least southern parts of Michigan are looking at a significant amount of rain on Friday. Everything I'm seeing is in excess of an inch of rain on Friday. Now, it's going to stop Saturday morning, maybe 10, 11 o'clock in most areas, and the afternoon is going to be okay. And then there's a chance of rain starting 4:30 or 5 o'clock Saturday.
Well, that's not good. I don't like
but
that.
It's just a chance.
Okay.
It's not the 100% that we're going to see on Friday. And like I said earlier, this system is just spinning, so we're going to see rain some on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and probably quit on Wednesday.
Well, hopefully it doesn't affect Kokomo then, too.
And it might.
Oh, boy.
That's what I was heading towards.
Dean says 100% tomorrow. I think I saw like up to an inch in areas. It's just not conducive for racing. I don't know what's going on. This has been one of those years. So, well, as of right now, everything is on as scheduled.
Right.
For,
Saturday's a big question mark. It's just a matter of how much rain we get on Friday. And like I say, everything that I saw showed the entire Midwest where we are getting in excess of an inch.
So the dirt tracks might be affected a little bit more. Sandusky might have a chance. I know they have the new drainage thing in there if the track dries out. So maybe there'll be some action at Dollar Night. Yeah,
and the whole day Saturday's not going to be a washout. It's
all right. Fingers crossed that you're wrong, and so is everybody else.
So I guess if everybody's dirt track rains out, head to Sandusky.
And if Sandusky rains out and the dirt tracks don't, go to the dirt tracks.
That's it.
There you go. That's going to do it for this edition of the Hammer Down Racing Report. Thanks to associate producer Dave Kemmer and contributors John Young, Matt Swander. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Again, it's at Hammer Report. If it's something else, then you're not following the real Hammer Report or the Hammer Down Racing Report.
Yeah.
At Hammer Report is our Twitter handle. Follow us on YouTube. We're on there as well. Hammer Down Racing Report. That's the name of us on YouTube. But yeah, and you can listen to us, of course, on your favorite podcasting platform, whatever it is, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. I think Apple Podcasts is probably the most popular. I don't listen to that, but I use Google Podcast because I'm an Android guy. Check us out at hammerdownracingreport.com. Everything you need to know is there. Don't forget to hit up DCR Graphics if you want one of those window stickers. And rate and review us. Share us with your friends on any of those platforms. Thanks to our sponsors, DCR Graphics, Big D's Pizza, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon. If you're interested in being a sponsor of the show, send us a message or call the Hammer Down hotline at 419-318-3081.
Or call Ron Miller Race Cars.
Or Ron Miller Race Cars,
Absolutely. We can handle it.
Thanks to this week's guest, Pam Hendricks and Chrissy Hendricks, both of Oakshade Raceway, joining us. Next week, we're going to be doing 3 tracks preview. That'll be at the end of our preview, season previews. Yeah. And we'll be back to some drivers. I think we got some pretty exciting drivers coming up in the future.
On last week's show, we talked about BJ Gregory getting hurt. And
you said that. I still hadn't heard anything.
I had heard that, and somebody said, no, he didn't break his arm. He broke an engine. He broke an arm. He badly shattered his wrist, got pushed off the track.
Was that at Brownstown?
Yes.
Okay.
Hands got caught in the steering wheel, bent the steering wheel. I forget what his Facebook page, he does a weekly wrap up, and
his YouTube videos.
Right, he's got it well explained there. But he is hurt. They had to do surgery. I guess there's plates in his wrist. So he's out for a while.
That's what I was just going to say. So no,
I understand.
No NASCAR sanctioned events for him.
That's it.
I
understand that his brother Brandon will be running the car at Oakshade. Won't be doing the traveling. So. They've just had a horrible start to the year, and here's hoping that things really turn around for them.
So again, next week on the show, we're going to be speaking with Scott Schultz, recently retired Scott Schultz of Toledo and Flat Rock Speedway. Still on the board of directors, I believe he is. He's going to be their spokesperson for this year, at least for the remainder of this year. We'll find out what's going on at those 2 tracks and find out what's up with his retirement. And we'll also have Jerry Keyser back on with a preview of Lima Land, because they're set to get things going next weekend for their short schedule.
Very good.
So all that packed into next week's show. Tune in Thursday night, 7 o'clock. That's next Thursday night, May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Toledo, Flat Rock,
and Lima Land. All next week.
It's exciting.
It is, and we'll give away more
folks.
pizza. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Be out. Go support your local track.
Night all.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.